Episode 119. Is it time to rethink the CMO title?
The primitive forms of artificial intelligence we already have proved very useful.
AI is a golden opportunity.
How do we ensure that this technology is regulated?
The long arc of technological history is now in an extraordinary new phase.
The AI6 podcast with Joanne Sweeney.
I updated my LinkedIn headline at the weekend and it got me thinking about how we describe our role in the age of AI. I also had this debate recently with my editor when settling on the name of my upcoming book on marketing in the era of AI. First there was marketing and communications and PR. Then came digital marketing, then digital comms, then social media, content, performance, customer experience, user experience. And now, AI for marketing and communications. The job keeps evolving, but the title, not so much. Hello and welcome back to the AI6 podcast. I'm Joanne Sweeney, and in just 6 minutes a day, I keep you updated on what's happening in the world of AI. I also teach you tips and tricks you can implement right away in your day job. If you're a leader, you will benefit by understanding your role in the age of AI. So here's the question I want to ask today. Does the title Chief Marketing Officer still reflect what this role is? Or is it time for something new, something that captures not just what we do, but how we lead? Let's be honest, the modern CMO or head of marketing and comms is part strategist, part technologist, part data analyst, and increasingly part futurist. They're expected to drive growth, lead digital transformation, shape public perception, manage online reputation, and now steer their organization through AI adoption and integration. And yet, many are still viewed as the people who do the campaigns or manage the socials. Daniel Denhard, a brilliant CMO coach, recently put it this way. The debate surrounding the CMO title is more than just semantics. It reflects a fundamental shift in the evolving role and perception of marketing within businesses. I couldn't agree more. I'm seeing it a lot in my own engagement with clients. So, what do we call this evolved leader? Some companies are experimenting. We've seen Chief Growth Officer, Chief Experience Officer, Chief Customer Officer, even Chief Brand and Innovation Officer. I've also heard Chief Happiness Officer. And I recently saw someone refer to themselves as a Chief Relevance Officer. Oh my goodness, this is just getting ridiculous. But those titles alone don't solve perception problems. Catherine Strachan is a strategic business advisor, and she says, in too many businesses, the CMO title has been diluted to the point of irrelevance. If you want to lead, you have to speak the language of the boardroom. So this brings us to the AI shift. I work with public sector marketing leaders who are adopting AI, but also very cautiously for obvious reasons. They have to think about public trust first and foremost. And they're not just communications professionals, they're governance advisors, internal change agents, and they're all leading on ethics. And they're also influencing up to the senior leadership team. And that's not marketing as we once knew it. That's organisational transformation. Jennifer Renaud, who's working in big tech and leadership roles, says, too often today, CMOs are boxed into just one thing, promotion. But true growth doesn't come from selling harder, it comes from connecting the brand to business outcomes. Nicola Vidal says, the role of a modern CMO has evolved massively, but instead of expanding the understanding of what a CMO can deliver, companies are just changing the title, and this can dilute the position. So, we're all agreed we're at a crossroads. But do we rename CMO? Do we reinvent it? Or do we reclaim it on our terms? Maybe the answer is less about the title and more about the framing. What story do you tell about your role? What problems do you solve? What impact do you make? Because here's what I know. Whether your email signature says CMO, Head of Marketing, or something else, your job is now bigger than a function. You are shaping how your organization shows up in a world dictated by algorithms, managing expectations, and ongoing exponential change. So I want to leave you with this question. Do you think the CMO title still fits, or is it time for a new one? And if so, what should it be? Send me a DM or drop a comment or post your thoughts on this episode. I'd love to hear where you stand. This is the AI6 podcast. I'm Joanne Sweeney, your host, and I'll talk to you tomorrow.